Yeah, this is a species I shared DNA with. Woke up pretty early. It's Sunday 13th. Woke up pretty early because just having dreams, it just upsets me about the species I share DNA with. It's just amalgamations of ridiculous ways I've been treated with hypocrisy and as new characters, but it's all based on past behaviors. I'm waking up and I'm telling my feline buddy, I said, your species is so much smarter than mine. It's not an easy thing to live among them, and he kind of has no choice. But listening to the news about the elections in Canada, and it's a great example of the nonsense of not having everybody be independents, right? Because the French guy and the conservative guy attacking the prime minister for acting like a prime minister. It's, oh yeah, he wasn't on the campaign trail while we are. So let's attack him because he's working as a prime minister. He has no business working as a prime minister. It's ridiculous, and how Canadians think this issue is more important than this issue or that issue, and of course the climate catastrophe or biodiversity or pollution or everything that falls under how we're breaking heaven on this planet, the biosphere. So really it should be the issues of our HSD, but anyways, that's never going to reach that kind of intelligence. My theory explains it. So let's say it is about Trump and tariffs or geopolitics or the economy. Do you know how complex these things have become? And do you know how dumb it is that such a huge percentage of voters want to vote for the dumbest candidates to take care of complex issues? Not just in Canada, but pretty much everywhere in the world. Like, for example, if you hear from Canadians that these are their priorities and it's not the same ones, well, okay, when it comes to the economy and dealing with world leaders, I would say the best would be Mark Carney. So, of course, and I don't think he's anti-environment, although if you believe money makes the world go round, you kind of are. Or if if you're wearing a Christian cross, you're kind of not green either, right? So, but why not have, if this was for the people, democracy, right? Why not have, okay, this party will take care of this, or this independent, or that's the expertise of that candidate. Da da da. Why can't government work like that? Why does it have to be tribe versus tribe mentality? And why are there so many promises? Like the NDP or the Conservatives say, if we win, this is it. Well, no offense, but you didn't just enter politics like Mark Carney did. So why were those things not done yet? And then you have to address the system of tribe versus tribe that actually makes no progress, right? Now, let's say Poilievre promises things now if we win. Well, let's say he doesn't win, but he gets what he really wants is just to not win but stay the leader of the Conservative Party. And then he votes down or attacks things from other people that won when he promised he would do it. Now, don't you think that's ridiculous? And by the way, that's how Trump got reelected. So that means people would vote for the Conservative Party again. So that's how ridiculous they are. So you are deserving the devolving culture that you're getting. And by the way, we're in existential times. So to have party versus party and democracy that takes more steps backwards than forwards as the Anthropocene is accelerating, it makes me admire countries where it works differently, let's say. Now, they might not always again make the right decisions, but at least their solutions are implemented quickly and they could learn from them. So that is an advantage sometimes of of a nation's government that doesn't work as ridiculously as ours does with our three main cultural patterns. So let's say Carney wins, let's say, but he says, hey, I want the Green Party person to be in my cabinet and work on this, or and the conservatives, if they really push this, like somehow they want to not tax things, but somehow still build things, come up with a plan, and if it makes sense, and it would be hiding the tax, really, would be what it is, or I would hide it from the billionaires and tax them because then you could pretty much have enough money to build everything. So, and it's not just this; it's just indigenous communities who are not protesting what's happening to the Palestinians. And again, an Israeli and a lady from Israel hired locally by a group of indigenous communities to do research. But it's scary. It's scary sometimes living among them because you wonder, hey, do they actually want to do what Israel is doing to the Palestinians? Do they want to kick them all out or kill them all so they can have that land? Because and I'm not building a conspiracy but I'm saying, and I'm not saying this is real. I'm just saying that's kind of the message indigenous communities are sending, is when they don't denounce that it's wrong what Israel's doing, which is worse than what was done to them. Oh, in many ways it is, and I'll be in a public debate to defend that view if you want it. But also to not protest it, which would be good for their own healing, which they never really wanted to put the effort to do. And now they're just like non-indigenous peoples who think money is what makes the world go round and capitalism is normal, and they still claim they have these worldviews or ideologies, but they're only in theory, because in practice they're capitalists too, right? Or there's some equality in their own bands, right? And it's the same nonsense as us. There's no cultural repair happening. But it's pretty scary still. They're not protesting, because if somebody wanted to make a science fiction movie of conspiracy, then maybe all North American native cultures would be getting together and they'd be doing soon a secret plan to do what the Zionists are doing to Palestinians. And I'm not saying that's what they're thinking or doing or planning, because to actually succeed at things you have to be better structured and organized. But also, it's just sad they're not really saying it's wrong what's happening over there. Like, I don't hear people talking about it. And of course, when Mark Carney's asked about this, he's aware, but you can't really say right now what he would do. And right now he is focusing on mostly the tariffs and changing the economy. And there's a limit. He also has only 24 hours a day. And if he even wants to take a day off, it's crazy to attack him, especially if it's a party like the NDP says we're pro-union. But this guy shouldn't have a day off. So do you see what you look like to me? The Homo communia, what you sound like to an Homo sapien, how ridiculous and incongruent and double standards and hypocrisy and nonsense and weird priorities of what you think your problems are, and then having the most simpleton interpretations of what would be solutions for them.